Alright, let's do a little bit of a reset day today. I'm gonna go wash myself, cleanse my body, and smell a little bit better than I smell right now. And yeah, just do a little bit of my morning routine with me today. So come with me on that. I think they're called chit chat get ready with me. So we're going to chit chat about what our day's been so far. Featuring my husband's voice in the background because, you know,
I'm here.
because he's here, but he just doesn't want to be on camera.
I still gotta get ready.
Yeah, he's still got to get ready.
Hey guys, my voice sounds so raspy right now, but basically I was editing this and I realized that you can barely hear Matthew, so I'm just gonna do a voiceover, so I apologize for my voice right now, but it'll be like we're on like a phone call. Anyways, long story short, Matthew's car broke down, and it was when I was still sleeping yesterday, and he came home. From my point of view, he came home and I heard like our closet door open, and I was like, dang, I don't understand what's happening. So he came home and he's like, give me a minute, like I'll explain to you. And he was having like issues the day before with his car.
I didn't have
So like here's some clips of him explaining what kind of happened that day. And yeah, so you might be able to hear him, but long story short, everything's okay now, and his car is getting fixed, and everybody was safe. But here's some clips about what kind of happened. Enjoy.
a few of my forays, and eventually I got into the right lane, and I had to park on the side of the road. However, there I wasn't able to get off the road, so I was taking up a whole lane, and there was a big snowbank along the entire road, so I couldn't get any more onto the shoulder than I was. So I shut down a whole lane of traffic that way. So that wasn't fun.
A little scary.
Yeah, so then once I got to the side of the road, I left my car on for a minute and I was like letting it idle. And I hopped out and decided to figure out what was going on. And about 5 minutes later or so, I checked and it still said that my engine was overheating. And I couldn't really drive it much further without the risk of blowing my engine. And you know, if you blow your engine, that's a whole other problem to deal with.
Yeah.
So I was not wanting to cause further damage to the car. So, like, I had to turn off the car, let it cool down that way, and left my four-ways on the whole time any further. And with the issues I was having, I couldn't just, get back home. So at that point, realized that I needed a tow truck. So, not what I wanted to do at all. I had a feeling that I was going to have some issues today. It wasn't going to be the greatest day.
Sorry, I had to go get my hair stuff, and I was just like asking Matthew if he remembered where he left off in the story.
Of course.
And he
Of course.
and he needed a refresher. He needed a drink. Oh my god, the mirror is literally going everywhere. Alright, keep going. Do your story.
So basically, at that point, I then realized that I needed a tow truck because I couldn't get anywhere with my car, and I couldn't get on this side of the road. So I called the tow truck, and they 45 minutes to an hour, and basically they told me like, stay with your car, for when the tow truck gets there and all of this, right? So it was minus like 30 outside, like minus 25 minimum. And they were asking me to basically like wait with my car outside, and I was like, I am frozen. I've already been outside for all this time. At this point, I was already outside for
Sorry, I got knots in my hair,
it's
so you
okay.
gotta talk over the
Yeah.
knots.
At this point, I've already been outside for maybe about a half hour, and then someone finally stops. There's only one person to stop the whole time that I was out there, and they were just kind of asking me what was going on with my car and if I was okay. And then he said that he was on his way to work, and he works at the courthouse, but he was willing to give me a ride to the Tim Hortons or something, so I would be able to warm up, since it was very cold out and Tim Hortons was close by. So I thought about it for a minute, and I appreciated the offer, so I trusted him enough and got in his truck.
You believed he wasn't a serial killer.
No, he wasn't. Overall, he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was wearing a suit and everything. He looked proper and looked like he was going to a courthouse.
That he
So-
wasn't like fabricating a story.
Yeah, so I believed him. I can see he was in like a fancy suit and everything. So I was like, well, I don't think he's a line cook or something, you know.
I don't think I'm gonna get kidnapped or
Yeah.
swindled.
Yeah, he's not like lying about what his job is or whatever. So I was like, okay. So he drove me down the road for a few minutes and dropped me off there where I warmed up, and then contacted a few people about, you know, what I should do and out to help me. And they picked me up from the Tim Hortons and drove me back to my car, which was awesome. And so we canceled the tow truck or something. And as like he's asking that, I reply no. And then a tow truck passes us and pulls right in front of my car, which is kind of funny because he just asked about it. So then he's like, oh, well, looks like it's here then. So since they were freezing and I wasn't in like a winter jacket and, you know, everything, I was just in my work clothes for the most part. And then, yeah, we get back to the car, the tow truck just gets there, and they start loading up my car on the truck. And so all of that goes by fine. And at that point, I get a ride with the tow truck driver. So hop in there, the person that drove me back to my car goes back home or whatever. I was riding with the tow truck driver, and I was, you know, I wasn't sure where I wanted to bring the car. I could have brought it home because it would have been cheaper, but at the same time, I would have had to deal with the problem there and possibly get another tow, basically.
You
get
just
it
have
to
a
the shop.
broken car.
Yeah,
at home.
exactly. So I was like, okay, well, we'll bring it to the shop, we'll get it looked at and see, because I wanted to bring it to the shop anyways for other things. So told them just to bring it to the nearest one, so I didn't have to spend too much money on a tow truck, since, you know, it's not an expense I was planning for today or anytime then. I have to you know, go inside and talk with them. They're, you know, asking questions about what happened with the car, basically. Obviously had to pay the tow truck guy, right? Sometime this morning. Looks like they're still working on it.
So they were now they're doing just like all the, basically, long story short, now they're doing like all the diagnostics and stuff on the car.
Yeah. Doing all the
And-
diagnostics on the car.
And they drove Matthew home. And when Matthew came in the door, all I heard was like our closet opening. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, the sun is out. And when Matthew leaves for work, the sun is not out. So I was
It's
really
dark.
confused. I was like, honestly, I thought someone was breaking in. And then I was like, hello, Matthew, are you home? He didn't answer me at first. And then so like I called out for him again, and then he answered. I was like, okay, we're good. Because I started getting up to like go to the like living rooms, and
Might go for a drive to look at new cars today. I think that's like,
that's
on the to-do list.
yeah, it's the to-do list.
I think so.
And that was just like the start of Matthew and a little bit of my morning. But on the plus side, he got to hang out with Axel and I for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we got to feed our boy and put him back to sleep together for a little nap. And now we got to like shower and spend a little time together and did a little get ready with me video where he kind of like just did like kind of a voiceover type of thing of just like talking next to me. But yeah, that's it for this video. So I hope you guys liked it and listening to Matthew's voice, his sleepy voice.
Yeah, I'm still tired. A nap would be great.
Well, yeah, but we actually have to go do stuff now because
Yeah.
we're running low on a few stuff in our house that is necessities.
Yeah, so we'll get ready and do our running around.
Yeah, so I'll show you guys our fits in the next clip, and that'll be that. All right, bye. Fit today.
Sweater and jogging pants. We're gonna keep it easy. Too much work.
You want to show mine?
Yeah, I'll stay warm for today, as I can do it
I'm
right
wearing
now.
a sweater. Oh, I'm